In this training segment, I'm going to show you how to post income, earned income, and unearned income. Um, Posting self-employment income evidence will be in another video. So today I'll just be showing you how to post different types of earned income, such as wages, and then also different types of unearned income as well. So before watching this video, you should have completed several other videos before this leading up to this point. So you should have covered the introduction video, how to register a household, how to add the heat program and heat evidence, and then also how to check EVerifs. So if you haven't done any of those videos, then I would suggest you go back and watch those videos first so that you kind of see what the flow is, because that's basically the step-by-step process. So the EVerifs video, we started off with this case, with this dummy case, Timothy City. And when I say dummy case, it just means that this isn't a real case. The information is has been shuffled so that you can't identify who the person is by the information that you see. So we're going to start with EVerifs because there's information EVerifs that has been auto-posted to this case in terms of wages. And so I want to show you that first. So let's go into EVerifs. You'll recognize this because we saw this in the previous video, in the EVerifs video. And so both Timothy and Mandy, they both had work number information that brought information over from their current employers. And so if you click on Timothy's work number search, you just click on viewed, you'll see that he's actively employed with Walmart. And so if you highlight Walmart, it'll actually bring up the check stubs. And so because this application was dated September 2nd, we are looking at August income, right? So again, just to recap, this is the work number. Down here is the information for check stubs. And so you'll want to pay attention to the second column here under the pay date. And you'll want to find the months for which they were paid. So the month of eligibility is August. And so I'll be looking at these two check stubs right here for August. So one thing to be aware of is EREP will auto post earned income that comes over for the work number. So when I say auto post, that means that it will automatically post a best estimate of income based on what is pulled over from here. So I'm going to show you that right now. If we go to the evidence screen under earned income, you'll see that there's a check mark. That means that the system has auto posted income for you. But because we look at the previous months and we don't do best estimates, we actually have to delete these and then put in the actual amounts that we want to have applied to the case. Okay, so this is actually a really good example of that. If you have income that's auto-posted from the work number, you're more than likely going to have to delete those. So you'll see that the information here was auto-posted, and the way that you know that is under verification. If the verification type is source data, then you'll know that that was auto-posted by the system. Okay. You actually can't manually pick this verification type. It is only generated when the system auto-posts a piece of evidence. So what you'll want to do is remove these two pieces. I guess before I remove it, I'll show you what it looks like inside. So this is what the system auto-posted. You'll see that it basically collects all the information that the work number brought over. And then you'll see that it posted the last 3 paychecks that the customer received. And then it gives a best estimate. So this is not what we want. You'll see that it includes a check from July. It also gives a best estimate, which is like an average monthly amount. And this makes sense for other public assistance programs, but not for us, okay? So I just wanted to show you what that looked like before we remove it. So what you'll want to do is you'll click remove on both of these. And what happens is it takes it from active evidence and puts it up into pending removal evidence. And then once you apply changes, it'll remove that evidence completely, okay? So what you wanna do now is, now that we remove that evidence and it's pending removal, you'll wanna add new earned income, okay? And then you'll wanna go back to the EVerifs work number screen that we were just on. You'll come here and then you'll grab the information that you need. So the pay date, 8/20 and 8/06. These are the two checks that we want, right? So it gives you hours worked. It also gives you gross earnings. And then again, what you won't see here is if they pay any type of insurance premium, you won't see that listed here at all. That's something that you have to request from the customer if they report that they do pay some type of insurance premium out of their checks. Okay, so let's grab this first check of 8/6. So the pay date is 8/6, hours worked is 81.61, and the gross earnings are 906.87. So I'll pull that over. All right, so we're back here on the earned income screen. Let me take you back so that you know where to start. So now that we've removed these evidences to be taken out completely, we want to add the correct amounts. So you click on Add New Earned Income. You'll see that under Current Employment, you'll see both household members are employed, and these are their active employers. So for this particular one, you'll want to highlight Timothy City because these are his check stubs. So it depends on who it is that you're posting check stubs for. You'll want to highlight that person's name. Okay, so this is Timothy's. These are Timothy's check stubs from Walmart. And so you'll highlight his name and then you'll come down here to earnings type. And you'll see that these 5 are probably the most common types of earned income. And so you'll click on earnings. And then the frequency paid, this is important. You'll want to choose monthly. Okay, so regardless of the frequency, the actual frequency, you'll want to choose monthly every single time. Okay, and then the other field you'll want to click on is this, use actual income not factored. All right, so this will avoid the system from doing a best estimate or an average. This will post whatever it is that you post in here. Okay, so this is important. These are the fields that are important. Choosing earnings, the frequency paid being monthly, and then checking the box next to use actual income not factored. And then you'll want to pick your verification type. I'll choose electronic verification because we are working off of the work number. And then you'll come down here. You can disregard this section here for annualized income. You'll want to come down to the add earnings section. And then the date paid was 8/6. So this is where we're adding our check stub information. The hours worked on 8/6 was 81.61. And then the amount for that check was 906.87. And then the hourly wage rate, you can actually see if you scroll up to the top, you'll see that their rate of pay. You can see that under the employment information, the rate of pay right here is $11 an hour. And then you just click on add record. Okay, so if we put in a pay period amount, then you don't need an hourly rate. Okay, so we can delete that. All right, so that was actually good to see because if you do something that avoids or provides a problem with the system calculating correctly, then you'll get a warning and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So what the mistake that I had made was I put in both a pay period amount and an hourly wage rate. So you don't need both, you just need one. Okay, so we want to add the next record. So go back to the work number. We'll grab this paycheck. So the paycheck for 8/20 worked 80.75. And then the amount he got paid was $1192.68. All right, so now you'll see that both checks have been posted. Under the calculation summary here, it'll show you the monthly amount. So this should be the total of the two checks here, okay? One thing to avoid under add earning is the best estimate box. Do not click the best estimate box or it'll throw off the calculation. So make sure you do not check the best estimate box because we are actually checking the use actual income not factored box up here, okay? All right, so we have the check stub information in that we need. Now we want to put in our date of change. This is important um, to remember. I didn't emphasize this in the earlier videos, but when you're posting evidence, it's super important that the date of change at least be the date of application. It can be the date of application up to the date, today's date. Okay, it can't avoid trying to put in a date prior to the date of application because sometimes it'll throw off the months and then the evidence won't be applied correctly. So make sure that you are using the date of application, at least the date of application. Okay, so the date of application for this case is September 2nd. So the date of change I'll put in as September 2nd. Date reported, I'm just going to say it was today, and that's fine. And the date verified was today as well, because today was the day that I went in and looked at EVerifs. So that completes Timothy's check stubs for the month of eligibility, which was August. Now, I haven't had a chance to explain to you what these boxes down here can do. So if Timothy has more than one job, you can actually click Save and New, and it'll, instead of clicking multiple times back to the income screen, clicking on earned income, add earned income, you can actually just click on Save and New, and it'll bring up a new earned income screen. So you don't have to click in so many times. If you want to save and apply the evidence automatically to the case, you can click Save and Apply. This actually saves you a step from having to save and then go and apply changes later. So you can do Save and Apply if you're sure that your information is correct. You can click that and it'll kind of skip a couple of steps. But for training purposes, I'm just going to click on Save. All right, so now you'll see that the amounts that I do want to show for Timothy are here. So these are the actual amounts that he received in August. And then I want to add Mandy's. And so I'm going to go back to the work number real quick. I'm going to pull up Mandy's work number information. So again, you want to click on the employer, B&T Hospitality, and then the information pops up. Under historical pay period, you'll see that he received, or she received, 2 checks, one on 8/14 and one on 8/28. So these are the 2 checks that I want to post. So I'm going to click on New Earned Income. So let me show you something real quick. I'm going to go back into Timothy City. Oh, it's gone. Well, I was going to show you how to click Save and New, and it would have popped up automatically, but that's okay. So add new earned income. Now we're going for Mandy, so you want to highlight Mandy here. Earnings type is earnings. Frequency paid, again, monthly. Click on that Use Actual Income Not Factored box. The verification is electronic verification. This is important. If you forget to put a type of verification and you leave it as pending, it won't allow you to process the application. It'll tell you that it failed for verifications, okay? So make sure that you put in a verification type. And then you come down to the Add Earnings section. So we'll go back to the work number. 8/14, she worked 59.60 hours. And her check amount was $715.20. I'm thinking these guys are going to be over income. Okay, and then the next check was 8/28. Worked for 22.53 hours. And then the amount of that check was $270.36. And then you just add record. And then again, these 2 amounts added together should be the amount you see here in the monthly amount. And then you'll want to put your dates in. So again, we're putting in our date of application. And then our other dates can be today. So if I click Save and New, I'll just show you what that does. So you click Save and New, and it just brings you back up here. So if I had to put in another job for Mandy or Timothy, I could do that from here. Oops. Okay, so now you'll see here that under Work in Progress, we have posted the correct amounts for both Timothy and Mandy. We also have pending removal of the old evidence that was auto-posted by the source data or by the EVerif's auto-post system, okay? The next thing I want to show you is how to post unearned income. So there's a couple of ways. You can just go here. Let's say, for example, maybe they get like a cash contribution or just like cash help from their parents. So let's click on unearned income, and then you can click on add new unearned income. Another way that you can do it is you can go to the sitemap and click on unearned income here. It's the same thing. So those are the two places you can go and choose the type of income you're going to be posting. So now that we're in the unearned income evidence screen, you'll want to choose the person who is receiving the funds. Let's say it's Mandy. The unearned income type. So these top 5 are probably the most common. That's why we have them up here. Let's say that she's receiving a cash contribution. One important thing is if you choose cash contribution, you have to have a source of income. So if it's her parents, then you'll have to put in parents. If it was her grandparents, you put in grandparents. If it was if it was babysitting, then you put in babysitting. That's probably not a good example, but parents, grandparents, anyone that's giving a gift. And then frequency is monthly again. Verification, it could be maybe we did a collateral contact to the parents or the grandparent, or we received a hard copy statement, like a letter from them saying, verifying that they do receive that amount of money. Let's just say that's hard copy for now. Again, you want to click on used actual, not factored. Okay. And then you'll scroll down to add income. Let's pretend that her cash contribution is $100 a month from her parents. The date received was in August. Let's say it was August 5th. Then you click on add record. And then you put your dates in. Again, date of application for date of change. You could have used today's date as well, but I think it might be a good practice to just use the date of application. Because sometimes you'll have the date, let's say that this application was received in August. Let's say it was August 25th. But today is the day that we received the verifications and all that. It's still, if the application was received in August, then we're looking at July income, right? So you want to make sure that the date that we use here is the actual application date, because then it will apply the evidence to the correct month. Okay, so put in the rest of the dates, so the date reported, date verified, and then click save. And then I also wanted to show you, let's say it was maybe Timothy was receiving, just for training purposes, let's say he's receiving child support. No, that's let's see. Oh, let's say that he's receiving general assistance. He's employed, so that probably isn't true in real life, but let's just pretend. Let's pretend that he's receiving financial assistance for GA. Somebody had asked a question about this a while back in training, asking how would you post FEP or GA, like if a family was on FEP or general assistance. So this is what you would choose: other countable, financial. That's what you would choose. And then the source of income, you would actually put the program. So you can either spell it out or just put the name of the program. So general assistance, the frequency again is monthly. Use actual, not factored. Verification, I'll just say that it was an electronic verification just for training. And then scroll down to the add income section. And let's put in, let's say he gets $287 a month in GA. And usually financial assistance benefits get paid out on the first of the month. So we're just gonna click on that and then add record. Okay, so again, just to recap, if they are receiving FEP or GA, you wanna click on other countable financial, put in the source of income. If it's FEP, then put FEP. Since this is GA and we're pretending, then I'm putting in GA. Again, with the dates, and then click save. All right, so those are 2 examples of how to post unearned income. And then if you go to the sitemap, you'll see all of the different evidences that have been submitted or have been posted to the case. You'll see all of the household information is still here, and they have that little triangle next to them And that basically means that the changes have not been applied to the case yet, okay? And then you'll see here earned income. You'll see both a check mark and a triangle because the check mark basically says that there was something auto-posted. And then the triangle is basically saying that there's new evidence that's posted, but it hasn't been applied yet to the case. And then also unearned income, the stuff that we just posted, that's also in a triangle because it hasn't been applied yet. And also our heat evidence hasn't been applied yet. So now what we want to do is apply changes. Okay, so when you apply changes, you'll get to this point where you'll see list of new and updated evidence. Anything that you changed or updated or added that needs to be applied now to the case in order for the system to run eligibility. These are all of the different pieces of evidence. So this is the stuff that you want to be applied to the case. And then if you scroll down, you'll see a list of removal instructions. So anything that you've asked to remove from the case will be down here. So these are the two auto earned income postings that we want to remove. So that's what we'll do now. And then you apply changes. And now you'll see that all of the evidence that you just applied changes for have now changed from triangles to check marks. And the check marks indicate that the evidence has now been applied to the case. So if you go to case home and you go to heat, you can actually check eligibility now to see if they're eligible. My guess is that they're over income, just even based on because it's just a household of 2. And they had a lot of income for a household of 2. So I'm correct. So it's telling you here that the member is ineligible. Both of them are ineligible because income exceeds limits. So if you still wanted to go in and view the decision detail and see why or what the income limits were, you'll be able to do that. So they missed it by about $700. So the income limit for a household of 2 is $2,155. And they make $2,855, so they are over. If they had some medical expenses that we could apply to the case, and that would probably make them eligible if they had $700 worth. If not, then they would just be ineligible. But just for like a recap of what this looks like, it even gives you the disregard. So it shows you here their total monthly gross earned income is actually $3,085. So that's all their earned income plus the unearned income. And then if you scroll under here under the income test, it actually shows you that we give them the 20% disregard. So when we subtract the 20%, it leaves you with the 2,855. So this is the net income after the disregard. So anyway, that's how you would post earned and unearned income. The next training video, I'm going to continue on with this case. We're going to change it a little bit to make them eligible so that I can show you how to approve benefits as a worker. But this is basically how you would post earned and unearned income. And then a later video, I will show you how to post self-employment income and go from there.